how to reach peak trading state in 30 seconds. So how do we do this? Can we really do it? I'm going to show you how today. But before we get into the how, let's talk a little bit about the why. Our peak state as a trader is going to be what you hear so often called the flow state. So the flow state is a state in which our mind is fully present. Great athletes, great traders, great performers, they'll talk about being in the flow state. And when they are in the flow state, they'll say things like everything slows down. There's no external noise. There's no internal chatter. Everything just is. You can see it, you can sense it, you can feel it, and you make great decisions that are just effortless. That's our peak trading state, the flow state. Now, to understand the flow state, we want to understand our brain waves. Most of us walk around every day in beta. We as adults, we live in beta. This is just primarily what we do. Now, there's different levels of beta. There's low beta, which is where you are when you're sitting with a friend and you're just chill. You're just chilling out, relaxed. There is medium beta. This is where your brain frequency rises a bit. And this is like where you're at a sporting event or you're at the mall or you're at a crowded restaurant or you're on the subway. You're not stressing. Like everything's fine. But because there's so much going on around you, your brain is heightened its awareness, its alertness just a little bit. Then there is high beta. And high beta is where we go when we are stressed. This is where we go when we're upset, when we're angry, when we're filled with fear. This is where we go. And in high beta, we make really bad decisions. Now, for us to be able to get into flow state, to be able to operate at optimal level, we're going to need to deepen our consciousness. We're going to need to slow our brain waves. So we're going to need to come down from beta and move down from alpha into theta. Delta is where we go when we're asleep. This is the superconscious level. This is where you don't remember anything. But dreams, if we go up from delta, we move into theta. Theta is where we dream. Theta is where we go when we meditate. And then there's what we call the bridge, which is alpha. Alpha is the bridge between beta and theta. Now, for us as traders, our optimal brain frequency that's going to put us in flow state is to operate in alpha. We want to be in the bridge. And the reason is that in alpha, we're chill, we're centered, but we're also aware, we're alert. Now, I want you to think about when you meditate, problem is meditation is great, but you go somewhere else. You're in an alternative reality. As a trader, we need to see what's going on in the market. So if we're in theta, we're not going to be able to see or hear or feel what's going on in the market. In beta, we're all about what's going on around us, but our brain is too active. So we want to come down a level into alpha. And in alpha, we can be aware of what's going on to make decisions, but we can be relaxed enough to clear the noise. So we want to be in alpha. Now, how are we going to do this? What we're going to do is we're going to go through a centering exercise. It's only going to take you about 30 seconds. In this exercise, we're going to sit in our usual chair that we use for work. We're going to sit tall in this chair. We're going to slide back so our buttocks, our butt, is against the back of the chair, and the bottom of our legs are flat against the seat. Our feet are flat on the floor. Putting our hands in our lap, however they feel comfortable. It can be both hands up, both hands down. There's not a wrong way to do it, just however you feel comfortable. And we're going to sit tall. We want our weight to rest in our hips. Our hips are the strongest part of our body. They're designed to take all of our weight. Whenever you see somebody with really bad posture, they're actually causing lots of stress because their weight is not sinking into their hips. It's not going to the place that is meant to go. Your hips are meant to take it all. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to sit tall so our weight can just fall into our hips. Now, when we're in this position, we're going to imagine that there's a loop that's sticking out of the crown of our head, right out of the top of our head, right here in the crown. This loop is sticking out, and we're going to imagine a hook slowly falling from the ceiling. And as this hook falls, it's going to gently hook into the loop. And as it hooks in, we're going to put just a little bit of tension into the line, and the hook is going to pull just a little bit on the loop. And as it pulls on the loop, our head is going to raise ever so slightly, bringing our spine into perfect alignment. Perfect alignment, weight in our hips, feet flat on the floor, hands in our lap. Now, as we do this, we're going to start to breathe. We're going to engage in deep breathing. And to start, we're going to do 3 deep breaths. And as we do these 3 deep breaths, we're going to count down from 3 to 2 to 1. Breath number 1, we're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to hold the breath, and we're going to say the number 3 times. And as we're holding this maximum amount of air, we're going to squeeze our shoulders, squeeze our neck, and squeeze our traps, literally like this, as hard as we can for a couple of seconds. And then we're going to release. And as we release, we're going to exhale the tension out of our body. And we're going to say to ourselves, I release my mind and body from the past. Okay, so deep breath in. Hold. 3, 3, 3. Squeeze our neck, shoulders, and traps as hard as we can. 1, 2. And then release the tension and exhale. Saying, I release my mind and body from the past. Okay, good. Now we move on to breath number 2. We're going to take a deep breath in and hold. We're going to say the number 2 3 times. 2, 2, 2. And now we're going to hold the max air that we inhaled, and we're going to squeeze as hard as we can with our abdomen, with our glutes, with our lats, everything in our core. We're going to hold that for a couple seconds, and then we're going to release the tension and exhale. And we're going to say to ourselves, I bring my mind back from the imaginary future. Okay, so let's try that. Deep breath in. Hold. 2, 2, 2. Squeeze your core as hard as you can for 2 seconds. Then release and exhale. Saying to yourself, I bring my mind back from the imaginary future. When we exhale, when we release this tension and we exhale, you should feel the tension flowing out of your body and the muscles that you just squeezed relaxing. Now we're going to move into breath number 3. We're going to take a deep breath in and hold, saying the number 1 3 times. We're going to hold the max inhale, and we're going to squeeze our hamstrings, our quads, and our calves. And we're going to release. And as we release the tension, again, we're going to exhale. And this time we're going to say to ourselves, I bring my mind into the present. So let's try that. Deep breath in. Hold. 1, 1, 1. Squeeze your hamstrings, glutes, calves. 2 seconds. Release the tension and exhale. And say to yourself, I bring my mind into the present. Okay, now that we've done our 3 breaths, we're going to do one last breath. We're going to take a deep breath in and we're going to hold and we're going to say to ourselves, I am centered within my larger, wiser, and stronger self. And we're going to exhale. And as we exhale, we're going to say, all I need is within me now. Okay, so deep breath in. Hold. Say to yourself, I am centered within my larger, wiser, and stronger self. Exhale. All I need is within me now. Now, at the conclusion of this last breath, you're going to snap. You're going to snap your right hand if you're right-handed, your left hand if you're left-handed. So let's do that whole breath again, and we're going to snap at the end. Deep breath in. Hold. Saying to ourselves, I am centered within my larger, wiser, and stronger self. Exhale. All I need is within me now. Snap. Now, what the snap does is this is going to conclude the exercise, and it's going to anchor all this work that we did. It's going to anchor all this work that we did into flow state. If you do this enough, you'll get to when you have an anchor, you can snap and you'll be in flow state. You won't even need to do the 3 breaths. So this is important. We'll go through the 3 breaths, do the 4th breath, and then snap to anchor it. All right, great. The whole thing will take about 30 seconds. Go quick. Now, let's just look at what we did. We have moved our body into flow state, which is the optimum mindset for trading or for doing any high concentration work. So you can use this for anything. But for trading, we want to be in a high concentration, high awareness state with our mind clear, no noise, just observing and responding. Every time you sit down to trade, you'll do this centering exercise. If you do this consistently, it will clear out the anxiety from past trades, and it'll help you focus on the moment right now. Think about what we did in those 3 breaths. We brought our mind and body back from the past where we're beating ourselves up. We brought our mind back from the imaginary future, which does not exist, where we have lots of anxiety about our failures. And we bring everything into the present, into this moment. This is where your trades are, and this is where your profits exist. So every time you trade, you'll do this exercise. You step away, you go for a 10-minute break, you come back, you do the 30-second exercise. You lock in. There's a lot more to this that we teach in our Matrix Mindset Method Masterclass, where we go over all the different aspects to be able to trade at an elite level, to be able to trade like a market wizard, to be able to trade in the Matrix. This is just the beginning, but this is something that you can use consistently. Now, a few other thoughts just to wrap this up. I want you to notice we counted down from 3 to 1 during our deep breathing. This helping slow our brain waves and deepen the level of our consciousness. The other thing is deep breathing and holding our breath helps to slow our heart rate, which moves us out of fight or flight mode and into a relaxed and peaceful state. Then the third thing is muscle contraction helps remove tension from our muscles and from our body and helps us to move into a relaxed state promoting optimum circulation and relaxation. Everything in here has a specific purpose for why we do it. Now, what day is it? It's Tuesday. It's not only Tuesday, it's Trader Tip Tuesday, where I come to you with techniques like today, how to get in peak state for trading in 30 seconds. It helps you take your performance to an elite level. Now, if you like this exercise, I have a PDF available for you. Just look in the comments below, click on the link. If you click on that link, it'll take you through how you can get a PDF that summarizes everything that we did today, so you can have this available, so you can have it on your iPad or have it taped to your desk. So it's in front of you so that you'll get this down and you'll use it regularly and you will change your trading. So that's in the comments below. Just click on the link and I will see you when? Yeah, next Tuesday. Have a great week.